I am live. It's been so long since I've done this. This is really impromptu. Not planned this. So, we're doing some digital stuff tonight. Oh my gosh. Forgive me while I adjust. I am going to. No, don't you do that to me, YouTube. There we go. But then the camera moves that way. Just gonna. Boom. Alright, that looks good there. Welcome back to the studio. Let me check all my other stuff. Por favor. Excusez-moi. Let me see if I'm actually live. Let me go into my YouTube studio real quick. Hold on. Hold on. It is working. Look at that. It's been like a year since I've done anything. Let me change the title. I'm just going to call it Random Sketching with Rich Boombop. Let me. Can I change the thumbnail? Should be able to. Alrighty. I am so sorry for the delay. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. It's been like a year, and I am very out of practice here. See how that looks. No. That looks like crap. Change it to. Change it to. Desktop. I kind of got like a new computer, so things just look a little different. Here we go. I'm assuming nobody's here yet. I have no idea. If you're here, go ahead and let me know in the chat, because I don't know. Alright, you like the control room. Oh, Sinistful, how's it going? Oh, cool. YouTube's changed a little bit since I was last on here, like a year ago. Oh, you know what? Let me play some copyright-free music. That would probably help a little bit. I'm just going to do a little bit of digital sketching tonight, partly to just test this angle. What do you guys think of this? I'm actually going to play not a commercial. Let's see. Akihito has some great sketching sounds. Here we go. I prefer listening to the sketching than music sometimes. This is just like a random thing I did. Check this out. So I was working on like a Robin Hood story on this, just for fun, to see if I could do something digital that didn't suck. Pretty days, but good. Good. How's sketching going for you? last time we talked, we were talking about like cutting out the phone and social media and stuff. How's that going? Not going so well for me. I was trying to tell a story. I'm thinking about doing webtoons. Um, I know I'm always like, digital art, I'm going back away from digital art. And because of AI and just it's all kind of fake. But this seems to be the path that everyone else is going. So here I was working on something. These are all just the rough sketches, and I don't know. I don't like sketching this way. So I have give me a second here. So I was trying to turn my comic first code into a webtoon. First I did it by just chopping up the comic that I've already done panel by panel, and it doesn't look good. And then I was like, well, what if I retell it? So I basically started redrawing this thing. And I figured out the dimensions that I needed to do it traditionally and then post it on Webtoon. So this is the size, it's 6.25 inches across and 10 inches high. So if you do that and scan it in, it should fit exactly into the Webtoons format. So this would be like one page or panel according to Webtoons and how you scroll. This is the area you would see on your phone as you're scrolling on Webtoons. So I started doing my little layouts and another rough sketch. And then I started doing more detailed pages here. Don't be a bitch. And it wakes up. Still rough sketches, hold on. Possible cover for it. So it'd be like the first big image you see, which would be this. And then here's my tighter pencils. This is like the final pencils or inking. I kind of wanted to see if I could skip the inking process and just have really tight, clean pencils. I'm not entirely sure how that worked, but I don't mind doing finished pencils digitally, but I don't find it very fluid and helpful to do it in like the initial sketching part. It just doesn't feel comfortable to me yet. All right, let's see. Host is full. Honestly, kind of at a good start while I'm still on my phone here and there. I've also been studying more frequently now, basically studying. Good. More than being on my phone, so good start. I suppose, yeah, that's a very good start. Progress, any kind of progress, no matter how small, is great. That is a great start. That's not the one, is that? Yeah. So I got Clip Studio Paint here, and this is a Huion Canva 16 tablet. And one of the pencil tools that I downloaded is just called Inking Pencil. I'm not sure if I named it that or if it came like that. But I enjoy it. This is a good one. And all the pencils and pens that I've downloaded, still pretty much nothing's better than the regular G Pen setting that comes on it. This one's pretty good. You get a good, very big variation, but I think it's harder to control for me. And maybe that's just a setting thing, but like it goes from very thin to very thick very slowly and not quite fast enough for me. But yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna sketch tonight, but yeah, actually wanted to try something. There we go. Just hit new, and then it goes over to my laptop, which isn't helpful. I'm gonna bring it up here. There we go. I'd like to learn how to create some simple animations. but at a phone size, so I can actually make like a short reels or TikToks or whatever, but animated so they fit the phone correctly. And I was thinking I could do like very simple animations. Um, see what to... Oh, look at that. They have Shueisha manga. So like Shonen Jump, what they use. Kodansha. I didn't know that. They really updated this. It's been a while since I've used it. Let's see here. For commercial views, just go with new webtoon. Here we go. Jeez, that's long. Look at that. I'll zoom in here. But I've been talking with somebody on Discord who wants to make a webtoon. And he has kind of a story, a premise, and a bunch of characters. So he just needs to like narrow it down and figure out what he wants to do. He just has to get me a script and good details of the characters so I can start designing. So I'm a little rusty. Let me That's kind of how I like to start off the head from a profile view. Man, all my initial windows are going up on my laptop. So Cinesplorer, you want webtoons? Like reading wise, you read anything on webtoons? I'm gonna go with that color. The superpower book? You've been studying the superpower book. What is that? You have a webtoons, but I haven't been on it for a couple of years. Yeah. I haven't been on there in quite a while. But I don't really read comics anymore. I couldn't tell you the last time I went to a comic book store. I tend to go to these like old bookstores, and they tend to have like an old comic book section, and that's where what I tend to read. The new stuff just doesn't really catch my attention a whole lot, so tends to be where I go. Not to mention comic book stores are very uncommon now, so or Barnes and Noble. Oh, actually, the library. I go to the public library a lot with my kids, and I got them into reading manga. So my son's reading One Punch Man now because we just finished watching season 2 of One Punch Man, and season 3 is coming out. So he's reading. So we just started reading the manga, volume 1 of One Punch. Oh, superposed book. Gotcha. So normally I start off with like a quick sketch like that, and then I will drop down the opacity, start a new layer, and then myself to black. And my G pen. Oh, I know. Maybe I'll make the Saitama since I was just talking about One Punch. Something like that. No, nothing new coming on Burst Code. I've thought about it more lately, but I also have like two other stories that I've been wanting to tell and thinking about a lot. So, um, my problem is that I'm not a writer. I just have these characters in my head and this world that I want to build. But then when it comes to story structure and dialogue, I really struggle. So it's a miracle I made as much as Burst Code as I did. And basically, I just feel kind of paralyzed when I think about doing more Burst Code because I'm just like, it's just not good enough to me personally. So that looks like a weird head. So I'm going to switch my eraser. Something about it just doesn't quite look like Saitama. Something about the mouth, I think. The entire thing doesn't really look like him. So too angular. Too angular. Let's erase more. Really want to get into writing along with becoming a manga artist. Yeah, good. Been avoiding studying because of some reason I just want to focus on drawing. Not a problem. You gotta focus on kind of one thing at a time. See, something about this just isn't coming along right. Something more like that. Yeah, I'm not a professional writer. I've been studying a lot about writing, and it's helped me a lot. And even working on Burst Code has helped me a lot. I feel like it's a very weak start actually. I would rather start it over. So it's kind of the point I'm at. That looks better. Just gotta clean it up a little. Saitama should always look a little bored. Let's do something else here. So I started reading this new manga called Heart Gear, and it's by Tsuyoshi Takaki, and I love it. This is volume 3. It's canceled, but I love his art. I love his art. I love his style. It's rough, but it's not too rough. And he has so much energy in his drawings, and they look so friggin' cool. Yeah. The story isn't like super amazing, but he's done a good amount of world building, and in the art, mostly supported because his art is amazing. Oh shit. I'll show you. So this guy just can't die, but I like it. Just had to show that off. But I'd love to accomplish that look if I can digitally, but it's too rough. All the pencil brushes on here are just like too rough. Your art style is more realistic looking than basic. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Let me see if I got it. All because of this guy, Haruhisa Nakata. This stuff is amazing, and he has a YouTube channel. Absolutely go check him out. I recommend him a lot. Pretty much in every one of those YouTube shorts that I did about underrated resources, he's in one of them. But this, I'm pretty sure, is all pencils. I don't think he inks it. He just does tight pencils, and then probably just adjusts the levels to make him darker in Photoshop or Clip, whatever he's using. And then he adds screen tones. I'm pretty sure that's his process. But I love how like realistic he is, but he still has anime sensibilities, and that's what I'd like to achieve. But yeah. I have trouble achieving it though, like entirely digitally, which is weird. I don't know why. See here. That is an interesting brush. Also been looking a lot more at stylized artists. These lines get like really chunky really fast on this brush. It's very interesting, but not what I'm going for. Ah, yes. Is this the one I've been looking for? I think so. Still too chunky. How would you describe your art style? Do you think you're more realistic or anime or illustrative? What do you think? It's kind of weird.
Speeding while driving gives you less time to react. Another car could turn out in front of you. A pedestrian could be walking their dog. Follow the speed limit to keep them safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Basic and realistic. I don't have a style, but trying to copy an artist. Cool. Well, which one's you trying to copy right now? Totally fine to copy artists, especially in the beginning when you're really trying to figure yourself out. And how does the drawing look on your screen? Do I need to like take the light away maybe a little bit, or well, like it's okay to copy artists that you admire. Like we copy people for various different reasons. In the beginning, you copy your parents, their behaviors, what they do, how they talk, even their senses of humor. You get all that stuff from your parents because you're around them all the time and you get it by osmosis. So it makes sense when you're learning how to draw, you're going to initially draw like those that you're exposed to and those that you admire. Um, and copying at first is how you learn anything. You copy art books, you copy what you see around you, and um, it's really interesting. You'll notice this if you go, maybe not an anime and manga artists, but comic book artists, American ones. They tend to their art style tends to be influenced by themselves. You'll see physical traits of them in the faces of their characters. Oh, trying to copy a digital artist that uses watercolor material, but the style is very good. Okay. Unfortunately, I have no idea how to replicate watercolor effect digitally. Um, but yeah, you should. That's how we all learn. The old masters and Renaissance painters, they painted realistically because that's what was around them. All these crazy styles we do now weren't around back then. And straying off from that path was like, it was very religious times back then. So it was like satanic if you did that. You were the devil. So, and everything these artists did was in service to God. So, so I'm not trying to stick too closely to realism anymore. I'm trying to just add some interesting style to it, and it's hard not to just imitate everything else that you've seen or what you're currently reading. Um, Eventually, all the interviews that I've seen with other artists is that you just have to stop looking at what everyone else is doing to find out who you are stylistically. But it's hard. This guy's so good. Um, Haruhisa Nakata is so good. His telling could be better. Like sometimes I'm like, what the hell just happened? You know? Like, okay, this kind of looks like an explosion, but storytelling from page to page is mostly good, but sometimes you're like, what the hell's going on? Like here. Sometimes it's not always clear. Especially in the later chapters, because there's just a lot of big fights and explosions, and you're like, what's going on? Who is that? But yeah. This face here, man. He's so fucking good. So the artist I'm trying to style is someone called Nat the Lich or Lick. Even though this artist, oh, NSFW art. Okay, the water style looks good. All right, I'm not going to look it up right now, but maybe later I'll take a peek. Um, One of my biggest influences right now is I'm gonna forget his name. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll check it out. Just not on stream. But just kind of found out the same guy who did the character designs for Samurai Champloo did them for another show that I really love called Be the Beginning, which is a Netflix anime. Got 2 seasons. The second season kind of fell apart, but his character designs, and he directed it too, were all really, really cool. And he has kind of a, not a, I don't know, typical anime style, but also not typical. He has very expressive eyes. Like girls always have cute rounded faces, but the guys tend to be a little bit more, well, a lot more detailed and realistic. They'll have um, wrinkles and stuff, but I actually got Starbucks. Let me grab that real quick. Be the beginning. So this is the artwork, and let me see if I can find his name in here. I want to say it's Nakata. So this is Keith. He's probably my favorite character in here. He's just this salty old detective that was almost fired, but now he's back. Yada yada. Where is it? I know his name is in the beginning. Kazuto Nakazawa. That's it. Kazuto Nakazawa. These are all beautiful character designs. Yeah. I love this. Should I just do some videos showing off my art books? Because I have some cool ones. Some really odd ones. Some rare ones. And see, like, this is just feels wrong to me. This whole thing. I feel like I would do better on real paper. Let's just go to this thing. But I've noticed in his designs, in his characters, start off with a circle, right? We'll do the center line. Goes way down. And there's kind of this shape dynamic after that. You go in slightly, like that. And then when you get to about where the mouth is, it goes in more, and then a rounded chin. And can be pretty sharp too at the bottom. But then a rounded, narrow point. This would be a pretty bulbous head and a long face, but has like 2 angle changes. Goes there, there, and then like that. Like that. Very interesting. But I figured out his style. There we go. And the eyes are very detailed, but mouth is pretty minimal. I think I really like this brush. This is the Real G Pen on Clip Studio Paint, because I don't know who's watching because it's Clip and wants to know all that technical digital stuff. Let's see, I'm actually going to start up a little higher. Actually, I'm going to do this thing. This is one benefit to digital, just being able to move things very quickly. But I don't think it's saving me too much time because I would just erase it and redraw it if it was in pencil. So I'm drinking some coffee too. I probably shouldn't, but here we are. This is where life has brought me. Dude, so art books. I got so many art books. Um, I'm gonna try to clean it up a little bit. Bing bop boom bop bing bop bam. This chin should actually be brought down even more. So let me kind of like the kneaded eraser, having a little bit there too, just makes it feel more like traditional to me. More like home, a little more like home. There we go, right there. Go back to the hard one again, get the tight clean. Boom. Anyone else here follow Lack on YouTube? I'm not sure the whole name of his channel because it's Japanese. It's a bunch of Japanese and then it's Lack. Lack. He does a bunch of beautiful digital art for a bunch of different IPs in Japan, like big games. And I think he did the art for Fate Stay Night, I think. Beautiful digital art anyway. And I guess he's kind of pioneered like this method of digital art that's allowed him to be very fast and very good. Very much worth a watch. If you're ever in need of something artistic to watch, I guess. Oh, wait. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to do that. So I actually don't know how much battery my phone has. I guess I'll just keep going until that shit runs out. Nope. Sorry, you caught me in the zone. I'm deep in focus here. I'm not sure why I've chosen to make the collar asymmetrical, but I think it works.
Mom, don't forget.
Oh my
Tomorrow
gosh.
shopping later, Target Circle gets a 20%.
Not an advertisement. How the fuck did that happen? Should we do some anatomy practice next? Let's see. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see. I know, friggin' ads. I'm not sure what this guy's doing. Just warming up my hand really to possibly do things with some anatomy. Kung Fu. Knives. There we go. It's kind of small for the body. Let's see. Probably somewhere like that. There we go. Sorry, I'm not a good multitasker. Um, Talking while drawing is like my kryptonite. Um, it's so hard to do. There we go. Hey, yo, Cinespool, how does that look? Like, how's the video in general looking? Not the art, but like, is it clear what's going on? And is this like a setup I should do more? That's really what I'm wondering about. Not necessarily the quality, but like digital drawing and having like a camera over the shoulder digital drawing, or should I, when I do digital drawing, should I do it the other way where I have like a screen recorder? Fix the camera angle. Yeah, I'm not. My only problem with that is like where's my head gonna be? Um, Kind of sucks. Is that better? Because that might be okay. You are literally right next to my head, so. Like if I'm not careful, I will bump you with my head. I don't mind showing my face, but I know I like drawing videos where like I can see the hand too. Um, because when it's just like a screen grab, a screen recording, then it's like when there's a lot to the drawing, all of a sudden it's like, where is this person drawing at? What's going on? But so that's why I thought this might be better. Yeah, pixelated. No, this pose was not from reference. This is just me um, doodling. And I just started, with like a straight on pose, and then as I was sketching and lines started developing, I got an idea, and I was like, okay, drop the head. I had some arms, just doing random shit. That's what I did. I just put arms in random positions, and I was like, okay, this looks like kung fu, and I added a sword here, and or like a minor machete. I don't know. Now I'm gonna add hand guard on here. This is all just like super random um, designs going on. So yeah, no reference for this. I'm not looking at anything. Show you right up here, like just some comics that are like none of them are the pose. I don't think. Okay, just need to stop trying to convince myself that I don't need a reference. LOL. I hate feeling overconfident. Yeah, don't feel overconfident. I tend to have the opposite problem where I don't feel confident enough, and I hadn't drawn in a while. Nothing serious anyway, like a little sketching late at night, and I'll like fall asleep sketching. So the paper is like a bunch of dots and dabs on it, and nothing good comes from sketching late at night, especially when you're that tired. Just stop, go to bed. I promise you, you're not going to miss anything. Whatever you think you're going to learn in that time, you're not. Your brain's not ready to accept it. Your hand-eye coordination's not being developed when you're that friggin' tired. Just go to bed. Call it quits. Learn from my awful mistakes being that tired. Only if you have like a paying art job and it needs to be done quickly and you have a tight deadline, that's the only reason why you should be up, drawing that exhausted. That's the only reason. If you're trying to learn, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. Don't do it. Okay. My problem is that I absolutely do not have that much confidence. But part of it was because like I haven't drawn anything good in a while, so I was like, I'm not even good at this. I don't know why I'm trying to. And it's pretty funny because my wife was like, "What are you talking about? You're great. You're wonderful. What are you talking about? Your art is fantastic." And I had to like go look through like old sketches and old art that I've done. I was like, "Oh yeah. Oh okay. I've done some good stuff. I've done some good stuff." I have to like build up my confidence. Um, I don't know why, but my ninja guy's wearing flannel, I guess. Um, Tell you could draw without reference. Look, sometimes, yeah, you should. Well, look, when you're studying and practicing, yeah, have reference to study and practice from. But, every now and then you need a practical test, right? So, um, at some point you got to test yourself and see what you're retaining, what you're memorizing, and that'll give you a good idea of what you still need to keep practicing and working on, and what you can stop, I guess. Um, although we never, truly stop learning, but you know what I'm trying to say. I believe I can draw without reference, for sure. What I don't believe I can do is make a comic. So I draw most of the time without reference. But then I notice when I do have reference, it tends to be better. And pretty much every artist will tell you that. With very rare exception, do I do, I don't say like, look, if you have reference, you will obviously be able to use, it will obviously look better to you than if you didn't have reference. Okay, but no one else knows what your baseline is. Only you do. But like nothing, there's no negative to having reference. Now, I can't always replicate perfectly, photorealistically the reference, which I do try to do sometimes. Sometimes I get commissions for portraits and I'll do portraits. I often like to do portraits for my family and friends. And I'll be looking at the reference. And at some point, this always happens at some point, I'm like, I just can't get that. I can't get that. And if I put away the reference and I just look at it and I go, that doesn't look right. All of a sudden I can point out, I'll be like, that cheekbone is too high and that needs to come down. And sometimes you got to put away the photo to use your imagination. And sometimes that happens even when I'm studying. I'm like, why am I not getting this? It's not looking like the picture, but sometimes you just need to use your creativity and to piece it together and make it look right. But it's not always the case. So always start with reference if you need reference, but especially if you're just learning and drawing. I'm not trying to be super creative right now. Like I'm just trying to knock the cobwebs off and get back into drawing. Just so people can see what we've done so far. So here's how you draw a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Circle, and then an oval. I fear that circle might be too big. I'm gonna bring that down. There's a bandana. Right about there's gonna be a line for the nose kind of part. All right, so that's kind of like the rough basic shape. And then we go in here and what's your favorite Ninja Turtle? Let's figure this out here. I have a feeling one of my kids is going to come in right about now. Yep, and there they are. What's up, buddy?
Nothing.
All right.
What time is it?
11:47.
Where's Josie's asleep? Movie finished?
Oh, okay. You need my phone?
Yeah.
All right.
Huh, why is the case off?
Because my phone's up here. I'm streaming on YouTube.
Oh, is this a bad time, man?
Yeah. A little bit of a bad time.
We'll just edit some parts.
I can't. It's live.
Damn it, bro.
Hey, man, you're the one with the bad timing here.
Right now, you gotta be live.
Yeah, I know. I haven't gone live in like months, maybe almost a year, and this is the time.
But to be honest, why is it at 11:46? I'm pretty sure 99% of people in America are already in bed.
No. Ugh. Here's one person watching me and commenting. And she's in Chicago, which is in a different time zone. So it's not
True.
11:47 there. It's probably like 10:47 or 9:47. So
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
Time zones.
Yep.
Ooh, it's cold.
Yeah, she said you need to teach your child language. LOL. Yeah, you have a bad mouth. Watch your language, man. You're live.
They can hear us?
Yeah. They've been listening to you this whole time. How's that feel? Idiot.
Baka!
Paka. Here's. Oh my god. Come here. Here's. Look. Yeah. To be fair, I teach my son all the bad language. Okay, it's the good language we're lacking on.
Yeah, I like good language. That's what we have in common. That's what I got from you.
Mm-hmm.
We're escalators.
Yeah, we're escalators here.
Yeah. And when I try to de-escalate, it just makes more escalating.
More escalating.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I escalate, but turns out I de-escalate, but it turns out that I'm just escalating.
Yeah, no, I gentle parent, I guess. I let my kid say whatever he wants. So.
Hello, everybody watching. This is hashtag Sheehan Life.
Hey, stop that. Don't just throw out people's last names like that. No, he doesn't get to say whatever he wants. But some things are pretty loose, I guess. I don't know. I call him Baka all the time. So I guess I'm a bad influence.
I still look out to you.
Aw.
You're welcome. And I choose to be. Yep, I look out to your bad influences.
I guess so.
So you're drawing. Is this Raphael, Donatella?
Who do you think? Who has the orange bandana?
Oh, it's Mikey.
That's right, Mikey.
Oh.
Makes sense. I feel like he would be the one to say Baka.
Well, Raphael was Donatella because of the purple.
Well, those were just like my sketching lines. I made them purple so I could do the black ink lines.
How do I spear die? Perwajaka. Perwajaka.
Oh my god.
What? You hear? Oh my god, a classic saying. But it showed they'd given up. Well, you got me. It's better that you're yoking me.
Yeah. No, I was sinful. I was raised the same way. Very strict parents. One time my dad asked me how school was, and I said it sucked, and he took my door off the hinges. I couldn't say school sucked or was terrible, apparently. So, some things I'm changing with my kids.
That makes no sense. School always sucks.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like what?
The rules
How
are
did he
dumb.
not see that coming?
Wait.
So
I don't
basically
know.
what I learned was that I couldn't talk to my parents about anything. So if I can't even say school sucks.
I always.
Yeah, we do.
Well, actually, no, I don't say. I usually say like boring or
Mhm.
fine,
Yep.
good, depending on what happened. But yeah, the day at school is never perfect, unless it's the last day.
Oh, last day of school are always perfect.
Yeah. Or the first day, because you don't really do anything. It's like how you did, how you treat yourself in the bath.
Well, the entire last week of school is easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like nothing but movies.
Yeah, well, some parts are easy, some parts, it's like it gets turned down a bit.
Mm.
Then last day you do almost nothing. My last day, this is it. I get to pick my seat.
Mm.
And, well, ice cream picnic. There was no recess because of the picnic. We had our field day canceled, so we did a small one. There was no water activities. I was fine with that.
Yep.
And then, well, there were also rewards, like perfect attendance.
Oh, no one cares about attendance.
Yeah, honestly, bad attendance is good. You miss stuff. Math was my first subject in 4th grade. Dear mercy.
For those who want more out of every moment this summer, Mazda has more 2025 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus awards than any other brand as of May 2025. What more could you ask for? Discover how Mazda has more to move you today. Visit IIHS.org to learn more.
This actually isn't looking too bad. What do you think, Harrison?
Honestly, I like it. Well, shouldn't he have like a more excited expression like Cowabunga?
What are you saying, baka?
I know, but like I get like more of an expression, like
You want
I don't know.
more expression from him?
Well, like more like I feel like he should have like more of a smile. I don't know. Too late to change that. Anyways, tell me, Richard, what are you thinking for next week's drawing?
I don't know.
I heard earlier.
Come here.
I heard nothing.
First of all, I'm going to drawings for a different channel. Don't say anything. Don't say first and last name. What do you think? What else should I do here?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm lost. What are we talking about?
Who's your favorite turtle? Donatello?
Honestly, Mikey's the funniest. We always like.
Why do you keep saying honestly? Do you normally lie to me? What?
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 How dare you accuse me of lying to you?
Well, I'm just wondering why you're making the distinction of now you're going to be honest with me. What?
I'm just being honest.
Okay,
You're
well, you
my
don't have to
back.
say you're being honest.
Okay, you're on my back. It's starting to get hard to walk.
Oh.
I'm just starting to shuffle. Every day I'm shuffling.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And clap.
Oh. All right, I think that's where I'm going to end it tonight. Had a lot of fun. Thanks for joining me in the studio.
Peace out.
Peace out.